For more than a month, 2,000 farmers and indigenous people have been living in makeshift tents in the village of Juan José, in a remote area of northern Colombia. Armed men arrived in the rural communities with one message: everybody had to leave.
They said we had less than 24 hours to vacate our communities. We had no option but to leave the territory and flee to the closest town. They didn't give us a chance to take anything.
Almost all the displaced are subsistence farmers. They once made a living growing coca crops, the main ingredient for cocaine, in territories under control of FARC rebels. But as part of the 2016 peace deal, they agreed to switch to legal crops in what was called a substitution program that promised assistance and development in the region. Instead, the power vacuum created by the demobilization of the FARC left smaller armed groups fighting for control of the land. Farmer José Hernandez struggles to hold back tears as he worries about losing his harvest. He says he believed peace would have changed things for the better.
We lived happily for 2 years. All of us did. Then everything collapsed. When peace implementation started, everything seemed fine. Then the war came back.
Most families would like to go back to their homes and their fields, but they say that the basic guarantees necessary for a safe return are simply not there. One farmer who recently tried to return lost his leg after stepping on a landmine. The United Nations says attacks on civilians have increased by 90% in the past 2 years, affecting 30,000 people, mainly in areas where the government has failed to exercise territorial control and implement reforms.
Many of these areas there is a lack of state presence, and I'm not only talking about the army but also other authorities that should bring back normality to those areas and some development. So if there is still this fertile ground for informal economies, we will continue to see humanitarian issues like internal displacement or the killing of community leaders.
A sad reality for these families who dream of peace but say it remains a distant illusion. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Southern Cordoba.